Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron Box. Today, continuing ahead with the Rahu conjunction series, I'm going to be talking about Rahu's conjunction with Venus. So if Rahu and Venus are conjunct in your natal chart, in your birth chart, that means Rahu and Venus are sitting together in the same house in your birth chart. That is the position, that is the placement which I am referring to over here. So this position, this conjunction becomes very interesting because Rahu and Venus both commonly, if we understand, Rahu and Venus both are the entities or the planets which talk about material growth. Rahu talks about amplification. Rahu amplifies wherever it sits. So Rahu will try to amplify the house, the sign, the qualities of that house, of that sign where it is sitting. Rahu will push the planet it is conjunct with. That means if Rahu is sitting with Venus, Rahu is going to take over the Venetian qualities. Rahu is going to amplify the Venetian qualities. So that is something which is very interesting, because Rahu is again the planet of Maya. Rahu is the planet of material growth. Where Rahu sits, growth occurs. So sooner or later in life, if not in your 20s, if not in your 30s, maybe in your 40s or 50s, people ultimately grow and go towards the Rahu area, because that is the final pull energy, right? And now in this case, we have Rahu sitting with Venus. So what will Rahu amplify? What will Rahu try to grow? It will try to amplify the Venus qualities. So whatever Venus signifies, now Venus signifies love. Venus signifies, materialistic desires, comforts, relationships, luxuries of all kinds, beautiful things, artistic things of all kinds, all the fine things in life is what Venus signifies. Venus also signifies your relationships, your marriage. Venus is the Karka for marriage. Venus is the Karka for your wife as well. So in a male chart, Venus becomes a very important factor, because Venus will signify the kind of marriage you'll have as well as the kind of spouse you'll get. So Venus is, it also signifies your properties, your conveyances. So both Rahu and Venus energies are actually working in tandem in this material world. Whatever we want in the material world, Rahu and Venus are actually signifying all those things. We want a better house to live in, we want a better vehicle or more expensive things around us. That is the focus of 99% or 99.9% of the population. So we are always growing materially, we want to grow materially. So this Rahu Venus conjunction becomes very important to understand in these times. Now let us see what happens when Rahu and Venus are conjunct in a person's chart, in a birth chart. Now the first thing which you notice is, with this Venus Rahu conjunction, usually a person has a very attractive personality. Especially if this conjunction is happening in the first house, second house, 12th house, etc. You'll find that this person is very attractive, very charming. People from the opposite gender get very easily attracted towards this person. Their skin is usually shining. Their hair are smooth and silky, very beautiful hair I've seen when people have this Venus Rahu conjunction. And there's something very attractive and very magnetic about them. They become the center of a social gathering very easily. Usually these people, especially if you have this conjunction in the second or 12th house, usually there's a lot of emphasis on their eyes. So usually what will happen is they'll either use lenses of some other color, or they'll do some heavy eye makeup, or there'll be some focus on the eyes. So there'll be some very attractive, unusual eyewear, some glasses which will be a little different and very attractive to look at. So these people pay a lot of focus on their personality, and they themselves want to be very attractive. So there's a lot of focus on themselves. So they'll be usually fond of wearing expensive things, fine taste, right? And anywhere for that matter, when you find Venus and Rahu conjunct, usually there's a strong urge towards comforts, desires, towards luxurious items. Sometimes they can go a little beyond their means to pick up something luxurious. So for example, they want to buy a car, and their budget is here, but if they find a better deal, they'll stretch things, they'll want to go up, they'll want to go towards the luxury segment. And these people end up attracting a lot of wealth, a lot of comforts for themselves anyways. Venus is Lakshmi, Venus is wealth. So if Venus is comfortably posited, that means if Venus is in a friendly sign, in its own sign, in its sign of exaltation, and house-wise, the Venus's placement is good. It's in the Kendra Bhava, it's in the 5th house, the 9th house, or the 2nd house also for that matter sometimes. What happens is Venus gets a push from Rahu also. So these people end up being very wealthy if other things are also all right in the chart. So there are of course other factors also which one has to study in an individual chart. But there's a lot of urge, and sometimes they find the means to attain all these luxury, all these comforts also very easily. As I said, Venus has to be well placed. So Venus will get a double push from Rahu as well. Apart from this, there is, these people can, because they have this materialistic outlook, sometimes they're ready to go all out. They're ready to work all, do the hard work. They're ready to go all out to attain their materialistic desires. And this will happen especially if Venus is in the 10th house. Venus Rahu conjunction is in the 10th house, 2nd house, 6th house. This desire will go into excess. If Venus Rahu are conjunct in the 5th house or in the 7th house, sometimes what happens, these people get excessively attached to whatever they are attracted to. So sometimes, they find somebody interesting, they'll get obsessively attached towards that person, even if the other person is not reciprocating the same way. So that excessive attachment, that excessive desire towards something also can happen. And if there's no other beneficial aspect on this, or when there's no other controlling factor, when the chart is not supporting the person, otherwise this can go into excessive obsessive love, obsessive affection, these kind of things. So people can become very overbearing. They will not be able to give space to their partner or to their love interest, and because of which their relationships also tend to break, because there's some excess involved, and nobody, the other person on the other hand, the person does not want to get excessively involved with something. So as a result, what happens, a lot of times their relationships break, or there's an imbalance which is created in the relationship. So either there's excessive attachment, or then finally then it comes to a state where the relationship does not carry on. So this I've seen particularly in my readings, that people with Venus Rahu conjunction, if they are not able to control their desires, if they are not able to keep a tab on what they want, and how are they managing their relationships, they end up being very alone. And then they wonder, then they think about what has gone wrong. Time has gone, so many years have gone, now there's no relationship in sight. I'm talking about the romantic relationships over here, or I'm talking about marriage as such. This position, if not handled very well, can also create problems in your marriage. Alternatively, sometimes with this conjunction, I've also seen that with Venus Rahu coming together, a person ends up marrying somebody from a very different culture, different race, or somebody totally unexpected. So there's very unusual about the spouse, about their life partner as well. So overall, the relationships get affected, and wherever this conjunction is, sometimes there's a lot of material desires towards that house. So if you have this conjunction in the 4th house, this person would want to have many properties, right? So whatever they can manage beyond that, there'll be an excessive desire to have properties, to have conveyances, even if they are not using these conveyances, even if they are not able to manage these properties. If Venus and Rahu are together in the 9th house or 12th house, there might be an excessive desire to go out, to move out of their motherland, or an attachment towards foreign culture, not being able to understand their own culture, looking at the foreign element always being very impressed and obsessed with something very foreign. Rahu is the foreign element, remember. But if utilized in a good way, this energy can also bring in good results. So Venus Rahu conjunction in the 4th, in the 2nd, 5th, 9th, these houses can actually make a person an expert in understanding a foreign language, a foreign culture, foreign affairs, right? And can give a person excessive knowledge. Remember, Venus is Shukracharya. Venus is also a guru, like Jupiter. So with this conjunction, one can utilize this energy about, one can understand the knowledge in depth. One can use their knowledge, their expertise towards the good as well. Venus or Shukracharya had the ability to bring the dead back to life. So if you want to study life sciences, want to study medicine, things which deal with making lives better, this energy can be utilized like that as well. So on a positive plane, you can take this energy towards understanding something very nicely, investing your time, investing your energy in something which is of use to the society, to the humanity in general. These people can also understand relationships very well, especially if Moon is supporting this conjunction. If Jupiter is also somewhere well placed in the chart, these people can actually have a very good understanding of relationships as well. Because remember, Venus signifies relationships. And so if you want to utilize this positive energy, you want to utilize this energy, Venus Rahu conjunction, in a positive manner, build up on that Venus energy. Try to use it for everybody's good. Handle your relationships well, right? But on the negative plane, this energy can take you to any level to attain your materialistic desires. So there is no end. The greed never ends. The hunger to get more does not end. But remember, this conjunction can work very favorably for higher spiritual knowledge also. Venus exalts in the 12th sign, in the sign of Pisces. That is by default the 12th house in the natural horoscope, in the Kalpurush Kundali. So while many people say that Venus Rahu conjunction in the 12th is very bad, it can be, it can give rise to extramarital affairs, hidden affairs, secretive affairs, etc. If utilized well, that again depends on the soul's journey. What kind of a journey are you on? What kind of energies are you utilizing for yourself? If used on a positive plane, this can take you towards higher spirituality, understanding yourself better, doing work for the society at large, doing seva as well. So remember, in a nutshell, Venus is that that energy, that knowledge, which is taking you towards the materialistic side. But you need to be able to control that energy. You need to be able to control that Rahu's influence over this energy. So balance is the key. How are you going to balance the Venus Rahu energy is the challenge here. So many a times people find relationships as a big challenge. Handling your or controlling your materialistic desires can be a challenge. With this conjunction, also to remember that Venus signifies all the women. Respect the women around you. Respect the feminine energy in any form around you. That is something which is very important. You will be strengthening your Venus when you do that. Worshipping the goddess form can also help you balance this energy. Have respect for women around you, like your wife, your female colleagues, all the female connections you have. Do not disrespect them, because Rahu working negatively can actually push you to do so. But when you respect the feminine energy, you can actually utilize this energy in a better and a very positive manner as well. So that was about the Venus Rahu conjunction in a nutshell. I'll see you soon again in my new video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.